I'm Steve H.
I'm Pete Travis.
We're from Marillion, and it's great to be here on Masa Ito's Rock TV.
Masa Ito's Rock TV.
最後にお会いしたのはブレイブツアーですから20何年ぶりの日本公演なんですよ。この間に数多くのプロモーターからジャパンツアーのオファーがあったと思うんですけども、なぜ20何年かかったんでしょうか。
Well, to be perfectly honest, I'm not sure we did have any offers, did we? We must have had some, but nobody tells us about them unless.
Really?
I know.
No. So I guess there must have been some, but we've either been too busy or we were too expensive. I think we're still too busy and we're still too expensive, but it's fantastic that we're here and we've managed to make it work.
Yeah.
I didn't think we'd ever come back, so it's brilliant to be here again.
It is, especially with this album. It's going to be such a good thing to promote over here.
まだね公演は行ってないんですけど、ちょっと将来のことですけど、今回の公演の後はそんなに時間を置かないで日本に戻ってくるっていうのを約束してもらいたいと思うんですよ。
If it was up to me, it'd be an easy promise to make.
Yes, it would. Yeah.
Hopefully not. My God. Well, we're not going to live that long anyway, so we better go another 23 years. Jesus. No, definitely. Yes, we can promise that.
Yeah, we can.
Either that or one or the other.
マリリオンウィークエンドっていろんな国でやってますよね。いろんな大陸でやってますよね。残念ながら日本含まれてなかったのは別に意図的なことではなかったんですか。
Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet. You never know. I mean, obviously, it costs a lot to come here. It's such a long way from where we live, and we have such a lot of crew and a lot of stuff. So we always have to look really hard at the money and the mathematics before we can commit to coming. But you know, you never know. I mean, I'm really confident we're going to have two amazing shows here at the end of this week, and hopefully, you know, along with people like your good self, if you can spread the word about us, anything's possible.
今マリリオンウィークエンドの話を聞いたんですけども、イベントって結局はインターネットの時代になり、大手レコード会社を介さずともマリリオンのファンベースっていうのはすぐそこにあるんだということを気がついてから始まったイベントのような気がするんですけど、その辺どうなんでしょう
か。I suppose it does happen that way. Yeah. Well, the first person who introduced us to the Marillion idea was a guy called Sil Wilcox, and he did a similar thing for the Stranglers. And we tried it out, and it seemed to work very, very well for us. And with the internet taking off at the same sort of time, it was a perfect thing for us to be able to do, and allowed us a bit more financial freedom. So we didn't have to ask record companies for money necessarily. We could start financing our own ventures.
And we invented crowdfunding.
Indeed, yeah, we did. I forgot that.
確かにクラウドファンディングも随分マリリオン他のアーティストに比べて随分早くから実施してますよね。それはやっぱりそのファイナンシャルという意味でレコード会社の束縛を受けずに自分たちでフリーになりたいということの表れだったんでしょうか。
Yeah, the problem we had. We never had any trouble getting record deals, but we had problems. With a feeling that our music was really being marketed. It was very easy for a label to sign us, give us however much money, make one record and put that much money times 10 in the bank and move on. So we felt like it was easy to make money out of us, but it wasn't necessarily in the record label's interest to spend any money on us. So we thought it would make more sense to take control of that ourselves and to start thinking about our own agenda.
今ね、そのスティーブは基本的にそのマリリオンのやっているような音楽がその時代の音楽ではなくて、 というふうなニュアンスを言ってましたけども、時代は変わって今マリリオンのような音楽が時代の真ん中にあるような気がするんですけど、その辺はどう考えてますか？
Well, I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah.
These things are beyond our control, and we just. I mean, the thing about our approach is that it is almost we deliberately don't look or listen to what's going on. We just please ourselves, and we try to make it honest and pure and about what excites us. And we make the best records we can every time, and then we cross our fingers and hope that the world gets it. At the moment, it's lucky for us that you know the world seems to have really responded to this record.
Yeah,
So
very
that's
much.
great news.
Yeah.
やっぱりさっき彼も言ってましたけど、このニューアルバムがやっぱり素晴らしいってことで、日本の多くのファンもまたマリリオンの再発見につながったような気がするんですよ。改めてこのニューアルバムについて2人はどう思ってらっしゃいますか？
Yeah, it seems to have captured a lot of people's imagination. Our fans, like you say, we've got a lot of people coming back to see what we're about, and we've got a lot of journalists as well, giving us, you know, lots of good reviews around the world. So, and we're here in Japan, so you know, it's a long time since we've been here. So everything is looking up for us, I think.
僕がこのアルバムがすごく気に入ってる理由の一つはスティーブ・ホーガスがスティーブがね、彼の歌詞がすごく対極から見てるんじゃなくて、イギリス人の一人のイギリス人として自分たちの国を世界を見てるっていう、そういう視点がすごく気に入ってるんですけど、その辺スティーブどうですか？
Oh, good. Well, it's a protest album. I mean, I was being extremely critical of England and perhaps its foreign policy in recent times. The shameful way we've responded to the refugee crisis in Europe. The way we feel, or I feel like we're constantly selling out to big money and being in the pocket of America. So it's something of a protest record, and when we were working on it, I was quite worried about how people would respond to it. I wasn't at all sure that it would go down well, but to my immense relief, it's, you know, the response has been extremely positive. We got a 5-star review in The Guardian, which is one of the important newspapers in our country. So big relief, but it was a bit worrisome writing this.
でもスティーブは昔からそういうその社会の病巣というか、そういうのをえぐり出して人々に提示して人々に考えさせる歌詞を作ってきましたよね。そういう自分の歌詞のキャリアについてはどう思ってますか？
Yeah, I've tried to just write about humanity and about what I see that's wrong or unfortunate about the way people are to other people. I'm a big believer in I mean, almost from the first album that we made together, I was trying to make statements about how people are all essentially the same, and that there's seems like there's so much that goes out into the media that tries to imply that we're different, and we're really not. And so it's really just a message of oneness, you know, and how it's important to recognize that we all want the same things. We're not so very different.
1970年代初頭のプログレッシブロックと現代に生きるマリリオンのプログレッシブロックは似てちょっと違うところも随分あると思うんですね。僕はお二人にとって、マリリオン、つまりプログレッシブロックバンドであるマリリオン、プログレッシブロックってどういうふうに解釈してるんでしょうか？
I think progressive rock is there's many forms of progressive rock at the moment, but what we're doing is really our own form of music. I think within that, there's a lot of music on this album which has got Marillion DNA, I like to say, sort of running through it. There's a lot of, you know, historical similarities between some of the music on this album and our earlier work. But as you say, it's moving forward, and the subject matter keeps it very, very current. So, Yeah.
For me, I think progressive rock was at its most exciting when it didn't know that it existed. In the 70s, progressive rock music didn't exist. It was simply a bunch of creative people getting a hold of lots of different kinds of music, classical music, blues music, different genres, electronic music, and bashing them together to see what could happen. And so as soon as progressive rock became aware of itself as a genre, then for me it wasn't nearly so interesting. I think it's only when a band just tries to make an experiment and feels free to pull in anything that it finds exciting, then that's when interesting things can happen.
僕が思うプログレッシブロックマリリオンはやっぱりここまでその歌を前面に持ってきてなおかつプログレッシブロックを成立させてるバンドってそういないんじゃないかと思うんですよ。その辺どうでしょうか。どうしてもやっぱプログレっていうとインストゥルメンタル群に重心を置いてるイメージが強いんですね。でもマリリオンはその中心に歌があってその周りで楽器が固めてるっていうこういうアプローチはなかなかないような気がするんです。その辺どうですか。
Yeah, that's my fault. It's because when
Yeah, we do try. We do try and tell him.
because whenever they write long instrumentals, I usually think of something I can sing all over it, and half of the stuff that even they think is instrumental in the studio ends up being sung on because I won't shut up. So it's probably because I write too many words.
I don't think we really think of ourselves as progressive rock. We just try and write stuff to entertain ourselves, really. That's the first thing we think of. What do we want to do? Is it exciting? Do we all like it? You know, those are the kind of criteria we work from.
あとね、映像とか見ても分かる通り、例えばマリリオンみんなで曲歌うじゃないですか。ああいったプログレッシブロックバンドみんな歌わないと思うんだよね。客は演奏を見入るっていうか、その辺もすごくマリリオンの特徴の一つかなっていつも思うんですけど、どうでしょう。
They sing it all, yeah, they do.
Yeah,
they're great.
very unique. Yeah.
We have the most
They are.
amazing fans, and they travel too. You know, we played the Albert Hall in London last Friday. We came almost straight from there to here, and there were people there from everywhere. You know, from Mexico and Chile and Brazil and America and Canada and from all over Europe. It was quite incredible how far, you know, people had gotten planes and come long haul just to see one show.
Yeah.
And then they know every word and they sing along, and the vibration was absolutely unreal. And we filmed it, so at some point soon we'll put a DVD out of that show, and it was the most incredible atmosphere. We're very lucky. We're really lucky to have such amazing fans.
Really are.
イギリスのミュージシャンに、としてやっぱりロンドンのロイヤル・アルバート・ホールで満員のオーディエンスの前でプレーするっていうのはやっぱり特別な気持ちなんでしょうか。
It was amazing, wasn't it?
It was. It is very
So-
special. Yeah, it has such a history, and it was a dream of yours, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, I've been bitching on ever since I met the band. I said, we've got to do the album. We've got to do it." And it's taken us all these years to get it together, but it was worth the wait. It was fantastic. But anyway, just to go back to the last question,
Okay.
I'm appealing to the Japanese fans to sing along at our show at the end of the week. But hoping everybody sings. I'm looking forward to hearing
I
that.
love that. Yeah.
じゃあ最後に日本のファンにメッセージをいただきたいと思います。そのカメラお願いします。一つずつ。
Hello, I'm Steve Hogarth.
And I'm Pete Trovavas.
He is. And we're from Marillion, and we're in Japan. And we'd just like to say hello to all the Japanese fans. We've waited a very long time to come here. We're very excited.
Yeah.
And we promise we'll come more often.